Hi everyone, welcome back to another video with Vibrations with V. Really wanted to delve a little bit deeper into like the wellness component of my channel because I feel like this is just such a big part of my life. So starting in 2009, I was diagnosed with my first autoimmune disease, ulcerative colitis. Then in 2011, I was diagnosed with my second one, autoimmune hepatitis. So they say once you have one, it makes you a lot more susceptible to get another one. I'm not sure if that was the case, but I know when I got my second one, it was an anomaly. I had students in my hospital room almost like every day, like 4 or 5 students, just like, taking notes like, oh my God, like this girl is so young and she's so healthy and athletic, and yet like she's so sick. But this video is going to focus on ulcerative colitis. So, let me take out my notebook because I will forget. Okay, so I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis in 2009. So some of my symptoms, right? So I had the bloody stools, lots of mucus in my stool, gas, inflammation, stomach cramps, crazy weight loss in a short amount of time, anemia, vomiting, loss of appetite, fatigue. And then as far as the medication that I was put on, so I was taking at least one enema a day, and I had to take 6 pills of Azicol a day. I'm not big on medication, and I'm not sure if you watching the video know this or not, but there's no cure for autoimmune diseases. They just give you medication to manage it. But I will say that I have found much success in simply just changing my diet over the years, because I managed to stay in remission from 2013 all the way up into December 2001. So some of the big things that I did was that I cut out high processed foods, I cut out meat, I cut out fish. I didn't start eating fish until probably about maybe 3 or 4 years ago, like sparingly. But every now and again, I would eat fish because I just felt like my body craved it. Like I like going to the gym, I like working out, and I just felt like I needed like more like protein to help, supplement my body. What else did I do? Oh, dairy is a big thing too that I cut out. Dairy, I love ice cream. It's a shame too. Like I know I'm lactose intolerant, but I freaking love ice cream. Every now and again, if it's like a super good looking pizza, like sometimes it's hard to say no, but those things are they just don't sit well with my gut, and I don't do it very often, but cutting it out like certainly helped keep me in remission. So let's go back to December 2021 when I started having symptoms again. So I feel like that flare-up was induced by just being in a toxic work environment. Like I was working like 12-hour days, driving an hour or more to get to work, on my feet the whole time, just in a stressful, toxic work environment, like unsupportive boss, like you name it. And I was working nights too as well. So I wasn't able to keep up with my, self-care routine, like my diet, just all these things that I usually did for myself. They were just so much harder to maintain. And ultimately, it led to a flare-up. So my flare-up that I had last year that has lasted all the way to now. So what I was experiencing, I want to say the first week that I really started feeling like sick and bad, I probably lost like 6 pounds that week alone. And since then, I had a colonoscopy and they prescribed me some more medication, Lialda, and that was like in February of this year, February, but I haven't honestly tried taking the medication until October, and I don't think it's actually sitting too right with my body, but that's a whole nother story. So some of the symptoms I had this time around was constipation, mucus, bloating, yeah, some cramps, higher food sensitivity, and anemia. And let me just get into like the main part of this video, like what's actually like helping me now that I'm eating and that I'm doing that is helping with some of my symptoms. Um, so what I have been drinking every day is a date shake. Um, Date shakes have been around for so long, but I feel like dates have been used in so many different like recipes, but a lot of people don't know about them and the benefits of them. And I'll just post a slide. But I think it's very important to know I'm not a medical professional. This is just my experience. And then also, irritable bowel syndrome, irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's disease, and ulcerative colitis are all different. So, dates are a high fiber food, and that may not sit with you. That may actually make you want to go to the bathroom more. And say if you already have diarrhea or bad cramping, it's probably not the best for you. One thing that has always worked for me, like say if I'm trying to incorporate more things into my diet, is that I try things one at a time, and not try to introduce like a whole bunch of different foods to my diet all at once. For one, it's hard to keep track, and then you don't know like what's doing what. So some of the benefits that I've experienced, like eating dates, have been regular, like healthy bowel movements, more energy. They're satisfying, like as far as like they make me feel full, but like not an uncomfortable full, which is pretty nice. I'm not as cold. Usually, like my hands and my feet, like my extremities are always like freezing. But since I've been back drinking my date shakes again, my hands actually haven't been that cold. They're anti-inflammatory, and then they're also soothing. Like they just feel like comforting to my intestines. I don't know if they're like helping things like go down a little bit smoother or what's like going on in there, but they've been great. So I'm starting off with roughly 1 cup of almond milk. Feel free to use any plant-based milk that you like. Next, I'll be adding in some frozen bananas. I add about a half of a banana to each smoothie. These are whole dates from Whole Foods. 2 dates equals 1 serving, and they all have pits, so be sure to remove those before blending your shake. Next, I'll be spicing things up, adding cloves, cardamom, and cinnamon to your own liking. As far as the measurements go, I'll show you at the end how much I add, but they're all great for digestion. They're good to relieve stress. They have anti-inflammatory properties and antioxidants, just to name a few. Next, I'll be adding in some vanilla. This is about 1/4 of a capful or a little bit less. And I also add in a tablespoon of peanut butter just to add in some protein. So I'll go ahead and blend everything up. Please let me know if you try this recipe and how it went for you. Thanks for watching.